This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with another Superman related review. Today we're taking a look at the new Darwin Cooke DC Comics Designer Series Supergirl figure. And this figure comes with both Streaky the Super Cat and Crypto the Super Dog. I'm kind of surprised that we got Crypto with her and not a Darwin Cooke Superman or some other version of Superman. I can definitely see her coming with Streaky. Obviously, Streaky was her super pet, along with Comet the Super Horse, and I can't remember if Beppo the Super Monkey was shared, but he might have just been good old Superman or Superboy. But they had obviously, the names I've just thrown out here, a large variety of somehow Kryptonian or super-powered pets. Cool. Don't get me wrong, that we got both of these, Crypto and Streaky. Gonna look awesome on display here in my personal collection room, or as a lot of us Superman collectors call it, the Fortress of Solitude. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging itself. As you can see, it's in the new DC style packaging. They had gone to a box packaging that they had used for quite a few years. The packages got a little bit smaller over time, I believe, than when they began. They began, God, in the DC Direct era, and then they went to blister packs and then back to those boxes again when they came out with like the new 52 and the Earth 2 and all of that. And then finally progressed into this new style. And yes, this is me rambling. This is what everybody complains about. I'm so sorry. And this new style of box, you know, you've got a very large window displaying the figure and the accessories. You've got, of course, the character's name on the side. You have the DC Comics logo. It says it is the Designer Series, and it is obviously Darwin Cooke, and it is number 2, Dose the Deucer. And one thing I will say, first impression looking at this, is to quote the finest theatrical experience known to modern man. Of course, I am referring to Deuce Bigalow, male gigolo, when I say that's a big bitch. Damn. Alright, let's take a look at this packaging in more detail. So you can see from this angle, you can see really great with this window. Of course, you've got Supergirl across the window there. You've got a great view of the capes on both Crypto and Streaky the Super Cat. Of course, my complaint, as always, is the missing yellow S on the cape. I am a big fan of that. I realize that if somebody wants to say they're a true traditionalist, that he didn't have it very first when he was created, but when he was very first created, he also couldn't fly. In my opinion, the yellow S is an integral part of who he is, or how he looks. Fuck, I don't know, man. Alright, I'm rambling again. Sorry. So, as you can see, her name across the packaging, that's what they're going with now, and a good view of both of the capes on the animals. Alright, as you can see from the back, we've got the first wave here from the Darwin Cooke line. We've got the Batman, this figure, of course, the Supergirl, and what I'm sure will be a huge seller, the Harley Quinn. Of course, there's been some days between the beginning of when this review was started and now. So we're now only just 2 or 3 days away from Suicide Squad being released. So everything Harley Quinn is going to be flying off the shelves, I'm assuming, providing the movie is good, which I have my fingers crossed for. So yeah, I don't know that I'll pick up anything else in this line. I really don't want the Batman or the Harley Quinn, so I'll be sticking with the Supergirl, and we'll see what else comes out in the line in the future. But there we go. That's the 3 figures out for the Darwin Cooke at this point. All right, let's take a look at the last side. Alright, and lastly, we have a very nice drawing of Supergirl on this side of the box. I would have to say that the figure and the drawing don't resemble much of each other. This figure looks like it belongs with an Amazon look more than the petiteness that is generally associated with Supergirl. As you can see in this drawing, she does look very petite. But the figure is quite different looking, so let's go ahead and get this bad boy open finally. Alright, so I've got her out of the package, and I gotta tell you, first impressions of her is... I'm trying to think of a way to say this. I'm not unhappy with the figure, but it harkens back to an age in 2 ways. One, in the look of the character, based obviously off of like the New Frontier, I think is what Darwin Cooke did. Obviously this is in the New Frontier look. The problem I have with this figure is one, she's far too big for Supergirl. I realize that they're going for a certain size in the figure, but you still have to scale it correctly to match the other figures. To where size she should be. She's like the size of what the New Frontier Wonder Woman was, and she was meant to be large. She was meant to actually portray what Wonder Woman should be, which is an Amazon, which is not a smaller woman. It's not a fat woman by any means, but it's not a small woman. It's a woman built with muscle and who can fuck shit up, and that's what she was meant to portray. Sculpting Supergirl that size is not correct, I don't think. And honestly, had it not been for the crypto in it, I probably never would have bought this figure. I mean, it is Supergirl, so I don't know, I might have without crypto, but the reason I got it was crypto. So we harken back in the age, looking at the age, or the artistry style here is of a bygone era, kind of a Marilyn Monroe-ish look here going on. And I said DC harken back in 2 ways, and the second way is the extreme limitation of articulation. And these designer series figures, at least this set, is very much reminiscent of articulation of DC figures, the DC Direct way back figures, like the first DC Direct figures. She has head, no up and down that I can really see. No, just side to side. Let's see if I can clear that up a little bit. Just a standard ball joint here. Nothing, no break in the bicep. Just a one simple elbow bend, and then just a rotation and one expression hand, or one motion hand. I'm trying to get this to stay clear here. Again, same on the other side. No articulation in the leg other than forward and back. No cut in the bicep. Again, just a standard single break for the knee. No ankle pivot or in any shape or form. Rocker, nothing. So very much reminiscent of the DC Direct figures of old. Like the original lines that DC really did. And I'm sure that that's intentional, what they were looking for here. They were looking for more of a stylized figure that's meant to be looked at more as a statue. It's not meant to be posed, really. The one thing I will say that they screwed up on with this figure is what they knew about when they were putting out those old DC figures, is the limited articulation can make it hard to get these figures to stand. A lot of figures like that, well, actually, you know what, they really, if you look at like the New 52 figures, I guess they're the same way, that very limited articulation. I think it's just the way that the shoulders are in there that makes me feel the old DC Direct. Yeah, I think it's really in the shoulders, because if you look at like a lot of the Silver Age figures, like the Superman robot, the Superman and Lois Lane, they all have that kind of weird cut joint, straight down cut and ball joint for the arms. So, I mean, overall, I'm not unhappy with the figure. It's definitely one I'm happy to have in the collection. I don't think the pets are going to be posed with her. At least Streaky is going to go onto my Superman family display, put into Supergirl's lap there. And actually, Crypto might go there now. I have a model Crypto right there now. But I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through what was probably a very weird review, considering it took like a month to film. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please rate, comment, subscribe, and I want to thank you for watching. Have a great day.